This is Irontrader, and this is the last call of the day. So we're going to take a look here at Bitcoin, crude oil, and natural gas. But first of all, we're going to take a look at some seasonality charts here. Okay, so we'll take a look here at the Dow, the S&P, the NASDAQ, and crude oil and natural gas. Okay, at the end of the video, the support and resistance levels are posted for crude oil and natural gas. This video is for information purposes only, not a recommendation to buy selling stock market ETF. Please like, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Okay, here we have the Dow Jones seasonality chart. Now, you can go right here to equityclock.com and punch up anything that you want for seasonality. You can go to my playlist. They're all right on there, along with trading charts, candlesticks, power patterns at your convenience, okay? But right now, we're going to take a look here at the old seasonality chart here for old Dow Jones. Now, you can see here, we're coming in here to the February. Now, look what happens here. Okay, when we get to the February, now this is over a 20-year period, and it all starts coming down here, and then we kind of bottom out here in the March, and then we have ourselves a nice rally going into the springtime area. Now, if you start looking at some of these stocks here, like Meta, you had an all-time high here. That's coming off here. Amazon is coming off. Tesla is coming off. Nvidia's earnings are on the 26th, so we're going to see if that's going to come off. But Google's coming off. Netflix coming off. A lot of this stuff is coming. All these techs are coming off, and I think a lot of times tech leads the way. We're going to take a look at the chart next. But just look at this here when it comes into February, and then say, don't be surprised if we do have a sell-off going down in here to March, and then we have a nice good buying opportunity here to take it long. Okay, next one, let's take a look here now at the S&P. Okay, here we have the S&P seasonality. Now you can see here, what do we have? It's the same thing, okay? See where it comes up in February here. We start reaching this peak. A lot of people want to get in, but you can see here how this is already turning, okay? So as this comes down here, this is where your buying opportunity is here, but you have to be patient. Let the trade come to you. Now, I'm not saying that there isn't daily trades here, long or short, because there's going to be, but just watch the overall markets here, how they're going to come right on down here, and then we have a buying opportunity in March. Then we can rally this bad boy up nice. Okay, now let's take a look here at the old NASDAQ. Okay, here we have the NASDAQ. Now, you can see, same situation. February, come on down to March, buying opportunity here. Now, this is really the best chart of them all, because it looks like when you buy it down here in the March area, that it just keeps right on rallying, has a really nice good rally up here all the way to the end of the year, okay? Bottom left, upper right, that's what you're looking for. But don't be afraid here to take it off the table here, and then we can always rebuy it here in March, okay? So now let's take a look here now at crude oil. Okay, here we have crude oil. Now you can see here, I was just doing kind of the opposite of what the other charts were doing. You're pretty much getting yourself the low here in February. Now, again, with the old T-Man in there, he wants to be the natural gas king here, okay? So I think natural gas is going to be a really good trade, and also the crude oil. But now if you want to trade the big oil, XLE, that's always a good one to trade. It's a nice basket of all the big oil companies, and it pays about a 3.5% dividend. But you look at here where you're going to have this low, and then she rallies right on up here, basically all the way up here into the July area. Then it kind of sells right on off here because usually you're getting a peak here, and then the futures start running off, and then she comes right on down here in December. Then it's always a good buying opportunity here until the 1st of January. But right now here, this could be a very, very good buying opportunity here. So take a look here at the equity clock here on the seasonality for crude. Now let's take a look at natural gas. Okay, here we have natural gas. Now, this is kind of about the same thing as we had with the indexes, okay? So we have this like a bottom situation, and obviously we have these peaks and come on down kind of a situation. But then here, look like in March here, okay? So this would be the same thing as the index, the Dow, the S&P, and the NASDAQ, where we have this bottom situation, and then you run that bad boy all the way up into June here. Now, again, if you get a real hot summer, a lot of these power plants are converted to natural gas here, so you're going to use a lot of juice, okay? Just like we've been using a lot of juice here in the winter, we'll probably use even more there in the summer if you have a nice hot summer. But you can run this all the way on out here, all the way into November here, once you take yourself a little pause. But right now, this is what we're watching here, is this February and this March sideways action, good trading, but then you might want to consider getting into that UNG or however you trade it, and then take this bad boy here long all the way into the June time frame. Okay, let's take a look here now at Bitcoin. Okay, here we have Bitcoin, your daily chart. All right, let me bigger up nice. Now you can see here, see this 8-day here, okay? It's been holding it right on down. But if you look at this, we just have ourselves a I mean, it's a bull flag descending wedge situation here. It's got a, I mean, that's a bull flag. That's one hell of a flag on that bad boy. So anyway, what we're doing is today, you notice that where this 8-day is flattening out here now, and now the price is back above the 8-day. But what you have to watch here is this 50-day now. This is going to be very, very key, that 99,298. Okay, because look what happened to it last time at 99 350 level. Okay, so you went right into it, and then we just pulled right back. So we got to see how we got to shake this up. And we had this bottoming tail on this candle inside day, and now we have this higher high and higher low situation. So this is what you're going to watch on the upside, that 99,298. If we get above that, the next target is going to be 99,675 level. Okay, so that's going to be very, very strong resistance. But if you can get above that, then we can come up to the top of this candle here at 100,765, and then we can just start running these up here, 102,635, and then we can come right onto all these candles, 103,870. You got 104,920, and then we come up here 106,570, and then we got your retest up there at 106,945 level here. Now you can see here how the price channels are coming on down, kind of a situation here. So this is what we're going to have here going across. This is going to be very, very strong resistance here, because look at how many times that we come up right to it and we just couldn't get above it. Okay, but again, what we have to be concerned about here is that 50-day on the upside and that 21-day. If we can close above that, then we can start targeting all the top of the candle here. Now, downside, this 8 SMA here is everything, okay? This is what you need to hold at 97,069. If that's lost, we'll come out to today's low, 96,515. It will come down to here. You're looking at 95,065, and then we're going to come down to the bottom here at 93,305 level, and then we have your retest down here at 91,455. Okay, which is basically just the bottom of the candle. I always like to show you where it can go. Now, if it doesn't get hammered, then we can come down here. You're looking at 89,525, and then we have 100-day at 88,113. So that's a lot of good support. And if that's all lost, we have this gap right here. So always watch those gaps, like I showed you on Tesla here last week, 86.70. And then the top of that is 77,930, your gap and your fill. And then we have your 200-day sitting there at 75,543 level here. But again, I'd just like to show you where it could possibly go if something would happen. But right now, you can see this 8-day here. If we can get that to curl back up, we'll push that price right on up. But again, watch the top of that candle. Very, very key. That 50-day and that 21-day on the upside. On the downside, right there, that 8-day is everything. You need to hold that. If not, we're going to start retesting all what we have down lower. Now, here, look at RSI, 50, plenty of room to run. Green is still below your red. However, now we're at that bottom, which is always nice. We're not at that top situation because you're very limited in what you can do then. But we're at the bottom, which means this thing could get run. But if we need a catalyst, you get a catalyst, and this thing can rip. So basically, you're trading between that 8-day on the bottom, the 50-day, and the 21-day on the top. Now, IVIT was a really, really good trader today. I sold some out there in the morning, and then I rebought it. It got as low as 55.01. I didn't get 55.01, but I got in at 55.15, and now you're sitting at 55.97 level. So, really, really good trading there. So, it isn't a big mover here until we start getting above that 50-day and that 100-day. But right now, you can still make some good money here just scalping that trade. Okay, let's take a look here now at crude oil and natural gas. Okay, here we have the old crude oil and we have natty gas. Now, it's crude oil is like, watching paint dry here, okay? I mean, the UCO was actually a decent trade. It got 28.67 and then it got as high as 29.20. I got 25 cents. I only made the one trade on it today because as I was watching this here, I was right above nicely, and then it just kept on coming right on down here. Now we're back below that 50-day, okay? So now let's look at the downside first. You want to watch that 8-day, 71.93, very, very key. And then we watch today's low, 71.73, and then we have 71.43. That is your 100-day, okay? So that is going to be your key support levels that lost. We have a retest there of 70.12. But on the upside here, we're pressing right against that 50-day, 72.53, and then 21-day at 72.60, okay? So now when those futures open there at 6 p.m. tonight, this 21-day will probably cross over that 50-day, so we got to see how this is all going to shake out. But however, the 8-day is going to be rolling up, so something's going to give here. It's either going to smack down or it's going to smack up because what we got is got a wedge going on, and that's going to be usually one way or the other she's going to roll, okay? Now, if we can get above that 21-day, then the next target is right here Okay, 72.91, and then right today's high, 73.14. Then we're going to come right up the top of there, 73.68, and then we have 74.09. Okay, so right there, we're looking for this candle next. That's 73.22. We made as high as 73.14. Now, it doesn't always get exact there, but you came in within 8 cents. Okay, so I think that's very, very reasonable here. Okay, so that was your limit, and then you can see where it went, and it pulled right back. That's why I took the trade off, because it was just rolling up here nicely. Nice big green candle, but I always look to the left. And if you can't get above that 73.22 level, it's not going to this level here, okay? It's not going to the 200-day, okay? It's going to do exactly what it did right here. However, now we do have a series of higher highs here, okay, which is always very, very nice. So we got to see how this all shake out. So watch them futures at 6 p.m. here, and then watch that 50-day, the 21-day on the upside, that 8-day on the downside, and that if it loses it, that it's going to come right to the 100-day. Now, natty gas was pretty interesting there today. I scalped the KOLD a little bit. KOLD actually was a pretty good trade, 21.23 on the bottom and 22.23. She had a full point. I didn't get a full point out of that. I got 45 cents out of it, which I was happy with that. Okay, so that was a good trade. Just a little scalp ski on the natural gas here. Now, it's kind of like a big indecision candle doesn't really know what the hell to do here. So you got 417 level. We are above this level right here. This is that 414. That was your support level. Now, today we got as low as 403 level. So we're looking at the top of these candles here. You're looking at that 404. So that was your support level. Came down just a little bit below. Now, again, if we lose that, then you're going to come to the bottom of this candle here. You're looking at 3.94 level. We can come down here at that 3.86, and then what we can do is we're going to come right to that 8-day at that 3.80. Now, the futures open at 6. This 8-day is going to be higher. So even if it comes down, but as long as it holds that 8-day, you're still in good shape. If it loses it, well, then we're going to be looking here for that 50-day, 360, and that 21-day at 358. Okay, but right now, that 8-day, sideways to up, like I always say. Now, on the upside, well, you got 417. So what we're looking for here is we're going to be looking back to get back up here to this 430 level, 432, okay, 436, and then we had 439, and then we have your big retest up there at 447 level, okay? But again, this is the reason here why I don't take this overnight is because you just never know. But natural gas always gives you a chance to get in, just like it did with the short at KOLD today, and it worked out very, very nice, okay? Came right on down. I'm out of the trade. I have no position at all in natural gas. So we got to see how this all going to shake out. But that's just the way I trade it. Now, some people like to hold it. You just never know with the old natty gas now, because you had a really good draw. You had 196 a billion cubic feet. They were only expecting 188, but it didn't seem to really to matter. Okay, so remember, it's not just the news that matters. It's the reaction to the news that is what really matters. Okay, you can see RSI here. You pretty much hit that 70 mark, and she's coming off. Your green is still above your red, so we got to see what is next here when the futures open at 6 p.m. Okay, that's what I got for you. I'll be back here tomorrow morning before 7. Now, Friday, got one good last trading day. We got to make it count because we had the Monday off, so we got to try to make 5 days of money in 4 days. But there's still a lot of really good trades here. But just remember here, I just think that, I just got a vibe that usually this time of the year, you're going to get a sell-off here, and I think it's going to create a really, really good buying opportunity. That doesn't mean there isn't trades daily, but, what I'm saying, or short. But I just think you're gonna see a sell-off here, a little bit correction here. You're kind of at nosebleed area. Okay, trade was in front of you. Now what you want.